How's it going, guys? I'm just getting set up here. Looks like Twitch is rocking. Just setting up, let me see. Just trying to set up Facebook. 1 second here. 3 out of 3. Working. All right. Hey, what's up, me? Sorry, 1 second. Okay. Hey, what's up, Craig? How you guys doing? Another Monday. So I decided I'm gonna try and do another. I had so much fun with that kid with the juice box and stuff. Here, I should load up where I left off last week. So I posed his hands and stuff, and this is kind of how he turned out. So I'm pretty happy. I probably could push his hands a little bit more. His fingers are kind of lumpy, but but yeah, that's how it turned out. I'm pretty happy with it. I want to. I had so much fun with him. I wanted to do another Guy Francis illustration or 3D model. So this little trucker hat guy, he was drawn in the very bottom of one of Guy's sketch pads. So that's why he's cut off at the neck. But I thought it was so funny that I wanted to make him. So hey, what's up, guys? What's up, Winston? All right, should we get rocking here? Oh, here we go. There we go. Okay. 1 second. I just wanted to get the Facebook thing going on here. Okay, here we go. Just wanted to share this on here and share this on here. Okay. I'm just sharing this to my Facebook pages. Come on. Share it. There we go. Okay. So how's everybody doing anyway? It was like a bottom. It was on the bottom. Never mind. Okay. Here we go. Let's rock and roll this. So I wanted to, it just made me laugh when I was scrolling through Guy's I was scrolling through some of his sketchbook, and I ran across this trucker hat guy. Hey, from Algeria, how's it going? All right, welcome everyone. And I thought this guy was going to be a challenge. He's going to be a challenge because, first of all, he's missing his lower half, right? He doesn't have a chin. And then his eyes are really strange. They're kind of squished down in there. He's being cheated, like as far as like his eyes are really being squished. So that'll be a challenge for me to pull off in 3D. We'll see if we can do it or something similar. I just kind of want to figure out if I can get that look. But what I liked about him the most was his flowing shape language. So flowing from his hat down to his head, it's like one solid line. You can kind of read how it's going through. And he's got those buck teeth again, and so I thought he would be fun. So let's try it. Let's see what happens. What's the worst thing that can happen, right? Okay, let's subdivide this. A little more dense. Okay, yep, this will be... Already I'm like, okay, where do I even start with this guy? All right. And I love when it's just a sketch, so it gives me kind of more to fill out, more to, you know, more gaps to fill, I guess. He's got this he's got this crazy long face. It's like, why the long face? How you guys doing? Hey, what's up, Victor? The cute bear man, huh? All right, I'm gonna make his head just kind of go all the way down to his neck, where his neck goes into his shirt. And we'll see how that works. I almost just want to not block it out my traditional way and just kind of do one single shape all the way down. We'll have to see. So I may join these sooner rather than later. My volume is low? Okay, let me crank it up. How's this? Let me turn up my how's that? Is that better? I usually stream for 2 hours. Is that better? Good? Good? Okay. I can move this too, closer to my face. All right. Okay, thanks guys. All right, so let's turn this down, and because I want I'm looking for the shape to come off and go all the way down to his lip and then cut back. If you can see that, like, so it's going to be tricky. Oh, you need it? Did I go too loud? It's going up into the yellow. Let me turn it down just a bit, maybe right there. Now it's just capping out at the yellow. I have a little bar. It kind of tells me what's going on. Okay. That's the sweet spot. Okay, so I'm actually going to join these together sooner than I normally would. Like right now, as a matter of fact. And then I'm going to Z-remesh it right away. Let's go Z-remesher. Go Z-remesher. I forgot to hit symmetry. Try it again. Yeah, as long as it's not clipping. That's true. Smooth this out. Looks like a thumb. Okay. Now let's get that, get his nose and everything in there. I'm just going to block his hat out on top of it soon, too. But what I want to do with this one's, I wanted to do one that I'm not typically, like, that makes me uncomfortable, I guess, because I'm not, the shapes are not my typical shapes. No, Z-remesh does not combine the meshes. Remesh by union combines the meshes. Z-remesher just remeshes. So you can find remesh by union underneath the gizmo gear. Whoops. Okay, then I'm going to pull, whoops, I'm going to pull his mouth in just to make a cavity. It's a little too close there. There we go. Hey, what's going on, guys? I can take a look. So, yeah, I can't really get into that right now. Takavak, I'm not sure how to say your name. But I would just build it. Well, yeah, I can't really get into it because it would stop my stream. So, and that's not really a character. Hey, what's up, Neil? Okay, so I'm going to subdivide this down. And I'm just going to try and get this mouth a little closer and push the mouth cavity in more. Yeah, did you guys hear? ZBrush 2019 coming out March 5th. Crazy excited about that one. Thanks, Neil. Let's see. Yep, the concept's by Guy Francis again. Thanks, Ophane. Somebody asked about retopologizing. I missed your question, I'm sorry. Yeah, folders. Folders! Anka, yes, I have a class. I teach online workshop. It's called 3D Character Workshop. That's this logo right above my head. And if you look way up at the top, it's 3dcharacterworkshop.com. I'm going to be, and here's the announcement, I'm going to be opening my course for enrollment on March 4th. So a day before Pixelogic launches ZBrush 2019. So the course is going to open on, so next Monday it's going to open for enrollment. So if you're interested, I'll go check that out. You guys, yep, I'm going to be opening it up. Because I'm just vector. I'm just kind of loosely blocking it out. I don't really care about it too much. So I'm just going to Z-remesh it just like that anyway. So I'm just looking for edge loops that go around the mouth like this. So then I can just take it and kind of close it up. So since I'm not building this to be a game model or anything like that, it's just a sculpt. So I don't really care too much about the topology or how deep the mouth is. So, yeah. Good question though. But I don't want to close his mouth just yet. I'm going to leave it open for now because I'm going to Z-remesh it again. And I want that, I want the edge loops to stay. And if I close the mouth, the edge loops will be different. So I'm going to add his ears and his nose really quick. So this is more like a Muppet, I guess. Can I buy your old works? I don't really sell my... I do freelance, but I don't really sell... I'm thinking about doing some prints. Or maybe some 3D prints or some actual 2D prints. I'm not sure. Vector, the practical difference between Z-Remesher and Dynamesh. So Dynamesh will actually rebuild the whole thing in little teeny tiny squares, and it will base everything on a grid, where Z-Remesher will try and wrap the polygons and keep the flow all the way around the surface. Dynamesh will actually also combine your meshes together where ZRemesher will not. Hey Night Shadow, I just finished the first one. So there will be a new student challenge. I'm not sure how soon. But I just finished the announcement today. And not that I want all you guys to go running over there. But you can go check it out really quick. Hold on a second, I'll give you the link. And here you go, Neil. You can disperse it throughout if you'd like. But here is the results of the student challenge for the first one of the year, which was a creature box challenge. This was for my students over at the 3D Character Workshop. So every once in a while, like once per quarter, I'll do a student challenge, and I'll give them a topic and a certain amount of time to get it done in, and those are the results. So, holy cow, questions. You guys are great. Okay, is it possible to rig the face to perform facial expressions once you have the finished model? Or is that done in another program? Kid Mind Freak, I usually do that in another program. And do I know if Marmoset can bake maps and combine different elements of a low poly character into one? Not really. I use Marmoset for rendering and map baking. I don't use it to combine. I don't know exactly what you're asking there. Anyway, since this is a Pixelogic Twitch channel, I tend to stick with questions for Pixelogic and ZBrush. I don't really like to talk about other programs too much. But you can use ZBrush in combination with other programs like Maya or Marmoset. So, you know, I'll talk about kind of the workflow a little bit, but not too much. Okay, so let's see. Now let's get his ears in there. Ears, ears. Listen to me. I just love this. I love this guy's trout hat. Makes me laugh. I'm bending his ears too much. If I just started blocking out with one object for the head now? No, I combined it. I combined them together. I started with two, but this guy's head shape kind of, it would work better with one. So, Night Shadow, it just depends on, you know, I make that decision on every new character there is, so there's no like set rule how many pieces. I typically do two just to break where the eyes are going to be in the head, but on this one I use one. Well, I did use two, but I combined it into one quickly. Thanks, Anka. Yeah, Corinne is fantastic. She's yeah, she's super excited. So, like I said, if you guys want to join, you can see the results, you know, that students are getting right there. There were 48 entries into that student challenge, and they all delivered in spades. So if you're interested in enrolling, I'm opening enrollment on March 4th. Oh, thanks, Night Shadow. Yeah, that was pretty fun. How'd you get both polyspheres into the scene for the ears at the same time? I just turned on symmetry. As long as you have symmetry on, you can insert multi-mesh. Okay, so I'm going to do this again. I'm going to combine these together, but I'm going to push his, I'll eye sockets in. Actually, I think I'm gonna mask this out right here. Whoops. Give me the pen, mask pen. Okay. So I'm just gonna make some eye sockets really quick. Edge loop mask border. Except for I don't want it to go around this nose. Whoops. So I'm gonna clear it. Awesome, thanks you guys. Yeah, it's going to be the 2-year anniversary of the 3D Character Workshop in May, which is crazy. The mouse soldier concept you're talking about, I think, well, I'm trying to get this video out that tells people about the course, and I'm hoping to get that out this week. As soon as that's done, then I will move on to something more epic during this live stream, which is which is something bigger, like I did with the pirate girl or the cowboy or something like that, something bigger. Hey, what's up, Scott? Let's see. Every time you make a character in ZBrush, necessary to apply the Z remesher on your character object. Is it necessary? No, it's not necessary. It just helps. It just helps with the flow. Let's see. Extrude, polygroup all. This is just the way I do it. There's so many different ways of doing it. This guy really looks like a Muppet right now. Okay. So let's see what happens when I want to get these I'm going to move the eyes away from the nose a little bit. Do I ever use Sculptress mode? Yes, I do. Do you have to work on correct anatomy and proportions before you start styling characters? It helps a lot. It helps a lot if you know realistic anatomy, so you can kind of follow the anatomy so you know where to stylize, where to caricature, where to exaggerate, that kind of stuff. Just pushing this in. Whoop. Just want to make these eye sockets a little deeper so the Z remesher will follow them around. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to combine them together. So somebody was asking how I do this. This is how to remesh by union. You basically just reset the gizmo into the center, and then you click on this gear and hit remesh by union, and it will stitch all that stuff together like that. See how it's all stitched? So this is an extra step you have to do if you're going to Z remesh it. Dynamesh will combine everything together, but Z remesher you have to stitch it first. So you can just hit accept. Hey, what's up, Ash? A cubed in the house. How you doing? Okay, let me Z remesh this. Z remesher. Thanks, Neil. So, let me see this. Okay, perfect. All right, it worked out. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Do you ever Z remesh stuff, Ashley? Hey, what's up, James? Live from Haiti. How's it going? Oh, that's weird. Look at that thing. Okay, I'm going to Z remesh one more time to get rid of that thing. There we go. Okay. Which graphics tablet? This is a Cintiq 27-inch. That's what this is. Okay, I think we're good to move on. Yep, he does look like Pinocchio right now. Okay. Sorry if I'm missing your questions. You guys are just like Chat is going by fast today. All right. So if I miss your questions, feel free to post them again. You'll have to go watch on March 5th to find out. I think there isn't the live stream. Is it tomorrow when they're talking about 2019, ZBrush 2019? I'm not sure. Okay, now that he's all Z-remeshed and he's got his nice loops, we can close his mouth. It's tomorrow. Okay. Hey Juan, how was the toy convention? It was pretty good. It was interesting. Because it wasn't, I liked it, but it wasn't really my scene, I guess, because what he's talking about is I went to the New York City Toy Fair, and it was mostly sellers and buyers, not very many manufacturers. So Pixelogic had a booth there, and you guys probably you might have seen the live stream that I did from the show was it last week or the week before? Maybe the week before. Yeah, well that's when it's launching, March 5th, I think. But they're doing a live Twitch stream talking about it. Is that tomorrow, you said? Let's get this. So Ashley's another live streamer on here. And she streams Wednesdays at 3, I believe. I think I remembered, Ashley. I think I remembered. Tell me if I'm wrong. Doing that little nub in front of the ear. Okay, I'm going to turn on dynamic smoothing so we can kind of see it. Let's get him some eyes in there. Maybe that big? Oh, sure. Oh, Spectre, was that you that emailed me? So yeah, so this button is right click, the front button, and the back button is 2. 3 p.m. Yay! 3 p.m. on Wednesdays. I like to give you a shout out. If you're gonna hang out on my stream for a minute, I appreciate it. Okay, I'm gonna pull this in. Thanks, Overton. Yeah, it's kind of weird. So the reason his chin is cut off is because this is from one of Guy Francis's sketchbooks, and this guy was down in the very bottom of one of. It's like he just kind of quickly sketched it in there, and he was kind of peeking up out of the bottom of the sketchbook. That's why his chin's cut off. So, but I just love that giant trout hat, that trucker trout hat. So I wanted to see if I could get away with sculpting him. He has some really interesting eyes. So I want to see if I can pull off those eyes. They're kind of cheaty, and then that really, overbite, that huge overbite, and a really weak chin. I'm going to try and get all that stuff in there. It's funny. Oh, Vector, thanks. Yeah, I always work. That's kind of the whole goal of the thing is to stay as low a poly as you can. For as long as you can, because it'll keep your surface as clean as possible. So group, let's see, split and unmask points. There we go. Okay, now that I have the eyes in there, I can adjust the eye sockets and everything around the eyes, but I think I want to push them into his head a little more. Something like that. Okay, anyway, what I was saying is the Toy Fair was fun. It just wasn't really my crowd. So there weren't a lot of people there watching live. So that was kind of a tough crowd. I think there were like maybe 5 people that were there to actually watch the presentation, and the rest were I think the rest that were watching me were kind of tired of walking around the floor, so they were stopped there to rest their feet. All right, I'm gonna take his. The sun's getting really low on this guy. Like they say to Hulk, the sun's getting low. So his eyes are getting kind of droopy. Yeah, it was, and plus I had chat turned on, but I didn't have it live, so I couldn't interact with the people watching me live, which would have helped like I do here. You know, I can interact with you guys. And since I knew there were people talking to me, but I couldn't respond. And I didn't have a webcam either, so it was just kind of, not that I'm complaining, it was just different. But it was fun to hang out with the Pixelogic guys. Paul Gabry and Joseph Drust were there. And the guys from Form 2, Form Labs, they were there with their Form 2. So it was fun to hang out with those guys. And Oculus was there. Oculus Medium. They had a booth there, and Magic Wheelchair. It was fun hanging out with those guys. Overton, yep. Tough crowd, tough crowd. I make it look so easy. Thanks. Yeah, that was... I think just because I've been doing it for so long, I don't know. I just almost mindlessly kind of drag stuff around. And you also notice, you guys, I use the Move brush probably 90% of the time. What version of ZBrush am I using? 2018.1. That's the latest version. You should always be using the latest version. Why? Because updates are free. It drives me crazy when people aren't using the latest version of ZBrush, because typically it's pretty stable. Everybody's like, oh, I'm going to wait until it's stable. But more than not, it's pretty stable. So when people are like, do you have your interface for version 4.8? Blah blah blah. I'm just like, why are you using that? And mostly the only answer I can really think of is because they have a non-legit version of ZBrush. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, if you ask for that, I think that you don't have a legit version of ZBrush. Clay buildup? I don't really use clay buildup too much. I do when I'm experimenting. But I don't when I'm doing when I'm wanting to keep my when I'm trying to do a stylized character and I want to keep the surface smooth, I don't use clay buildup, because clay buildup by its nature is very chunky. So when you lay down strokes, it's really chunky. So I stay away from that. You're too busy to send a ticket? What? I don't have the last one because I have an issue with my long... Oh, just do it. You won't regret it. Because they add so much every single release that you'll just do yourself a favor by getting the latest. Okay. I'm just looking for a nice flow through here, and then a nice flow through here. Let's get his mouth reversed. There we go. You love the chunky. Give me that chunky clay buildup. You know, when I'm experimenting or if I'm being loose, there's nothing better, right? There's nothing better when you're just trying to be like, it's more like clay. That's why it's called clay buildup, because it's more like traditional clay, where you're just kind of being loose and just kind of slapping it down. Okay, let's get I want to shape that nose. Give him some nostrils. Pull it farther into his head. You got to be careful because when you pull the nostril into the head, you have to follow it down all the way to the smile line of the mouth. All right, you guys, let me know if I missed your questions because chat's going crazy today. And we've cleared 200 people, so we're about 221 people. That's awesome. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate it. I know there's a bajillion other things you could be doing right now. A bajillion. That's a number. Okay, let's get that hat in there because I really want to make sure that I have the flow happening. UKV, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, Pixelogic's great that way. What's up, Dan? Just kind of wanting to throw a little edge on the side of this nose to square it up. Also, another route to go if you can't afford that price right out of the box is you could try ZBrush Core for a while. ZBrush Core is, I believe it's like $200, $195, something like that. And you can start playing with ZBrush, start getting used to it. And then after a while, if you're ready to buy the full version of ZBrush, that $200 goes towards the full purchase of ZBrush, which is nice. Okay, I want to pull the brows over the top of this, but I think I'm actually going to push it in with the detail brush, which is like the Damien standard brush, but it's kind of my tweaked version of it. So I'm trying to get that line that goes over the nose. Okay. Looks like I have enough geometry to make it work. There's some geometry in here I'm fighting with, but it's still kind of working. So I'll just keep going with that, and then I'll try and cut in the nostril. So I may eventually turn on Sculptress Pro mode just to give me a little bit more geometry, so I can tighten up the graphics around his nostrils. Tighten up the graphics. You guys ever watch that commercial? Some old commercial for some school trying to sell video game career path, whatever it's called. Oh man. That was a running joke in our studio. I'll be right back. Just got to tighten up the graphics on level 13, whatever they say. All right, let's get that hat on there. Sometimes I go to do something and then something catches my eye and I just have to fix it before I move on. Like these ears are too far out. Can't have loose graphics. Ain't that the truth? All right. Let's do an appendage brush. Whoa. My gizmo must be, yep, must be clear out somewhere. There we go. Let's reset that thing. So what are you saying? I don't want to throw you off subject too much, but do you think that new 3D character workshop community site will be able to accommodate personal profile pages like the old Google one? You missed that? If it sort of does, but not the same. And I doubt they'll add that. But if you hover over somebody's name, you can kind of see some information on them. But yeah, I missed that too. That kind of sucks. So what Overton's talking about is I used to have a Google Plus community for my course, and Google decided not enough people were using Google Plus, so they're killing it. And so that kind of sucks for me and for the students. So we had to go to an internal community inside the course, it works out great, but there's a few things it's missing. Hey, what's up, Rob? So I want to peek this hat out in the top here. Boom, boom. Yeah, it needs a plumbing wrench, right? And then I'm going to pull the hat. Hey, Harry, never know, man, never know. But yeah, Brett Bean would be an awesome one. Okay, I'm going to split this off to its own group. Shrink this head down. Looks like a Pope hat from the front. Prismo, this is ZBrush. And you're watching Pixelogic's Twitch channel. Pixelogic is the maker of ZBrush. Looks like he's got a boot on his head. It's a little too high, I think. Let's pull this down. I think it'll all come together when I add the bill. Put it on my bill. What's my favorite animated movie? It's a good question. I really, really like The Incredibles, the first one. And I really like Ratatouille. So yes, I'm a big fan of Brad Bird and his directing. And I'm a huge fan of Spirited Away, Princess Mononoke. What's up, Chris? Yeah, welcome, guys. Thanks for hanging out. You miss being able to see all the projects each student was working on? Like, what do you mean, Overton? because they're posting them on the feed. If you just go check out the feed. Okay, Chris, no worries. No guilt. Okay. Yeah, this is kind of, I think I'm going to make this not be peaked out right here, because if you think about how a trucker hat goes, it's kind of, it's round, and this looks more like a Pope hat, so I'm going to round it off, take some artistic liberty and round it off a bit. Hey Chris, send me an email after this, would you? Or send me an email. Hey Mavi, I'm doing great, man. Hayao Miyazaki, yes, I love his stuff. Love it, love it. Okay, I need to pull this whole hat down in space. Like this. And then bring his head in to match. Because I really want to get that flow. And I... Okay. There we go. Trucker Pope. UKV, yes, that's me. I did, I think 4 or 5 on digital tutorials. There. That is me. Just gonna clip that off. Give it an edge. Trucker Pope. Preach it. Okay. Let's get that. The lack of a bill on there is freaking me out. So let's get it in there. Temporary geometry is the goal, is the key. All right. Hey UKV, what's the price of the workshop? I don't like to mention what the price is on here because the price could change. And if it does change, people can watch these videos back and they might say, hey, you said it was this and it's actually this. So all I say is it's comparative to other workshops that are very similar. I like Cletus. What's up, Kaylin? How you doing? Which brush did I use? I used the Clip Curve brush. This one right here. I like Cletus. That's a good one. Okay, for this one, I think I might cheat a little bit and use the geometry from this sphere and just keep it. So let's see. Cheat. Oh, that's hilarious, Junior. Pope Cletus Travestius III. Okay, let's auto group now that we hid those. And we can just hide what we don't. Just get rid of everything that's not the hat. Okay, let me see. Boom. And then split this. Split hidden. There we go. Go back to here. Delete all this garbage. what is it, an Oculus ring on him? What are you talking about? Are you talking about his head? No, I accidentally put some groups on his head. We'll clear those groups out. All right, here we go. See, now I just use a piece of that sphere to create the brim, the bill, whatever you want to call it. And now we can just go in here and tweak it out some more. Let's turn on double so we can see the inside and the outside. That it's curving a little too fast on the outer edges of the front. So I'm just going to smooth that out. This is awesome. We're sticking steady at about 220 people. So again, thank you so much, people, for hanging out. I appreciate it much. All right, let's get that connection happening. And then just kind of roll it in. All right. Still making me laugh, so it's good. Hey, what's up, Sergi? From Barcelona. Let's make that hat go up and wrap and fit. So it actually looks like it's sewn together. Oh, endless scrolling to find each project. Just wondering if there's anything more efficient. Yeah, see, the thing is, I've switched so many times, I don't want to switch again, but I feel you. I know what you're talking about. I am thinking of one other option, but we'll see. Hey, what's up, Emma? Okay. I feel like his whole head is too wide at his eyes. I want to squish that in. It looks like a big club. Doom. For sure. So from here, I just feel like it's too wide. So I'm going to pull his eyes in first. And grab his head and pull his head in. Then I want to make his forehead kind of scoop up into his hat. So it's a convex curve. Oh my gosh. All right, Chris, cool. Yeah, I'll get back to you about that. And his head kind of looks like a carrot. Some... Okay, let me see. I need to get... Overton, did you see him? I need to send out an email to all the students. I just announced it here today live. So if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, Neil, could you would you mind posting a link to the blog? I would appreciate it. Thank you so much, by the way, Neil. You're awesome as ever. The official, non-official link poster. Okay. So sometimes I like to put the model in 3/4 view like this, and then actually model on this side, but look at the other side, because there's a profile happening right there. It's a little too, I want to push the cheeks in. Thanks, Neil. too much. And I want his neck to kind of go down into his shirt. I'm going to put him in like a probably a plaid shirt, something like that. Trucker shirt. Just kind of pull out his body a little bit to kind of give a hint at where his body will go, so it doesn't look so much like a carrot. But I do want to continue the flow because you can't see his chin from here, right? So it's like, what is his chin looking like? Let's move that nose up. Give it a little bit of a taper. Maybe from the front, make it wider. There we go, that's fun. That's fun. I want to talk like this guy. Yeehaw, that's fun. Come on. Got to get the trout sticker on there and everything later. What time we got? 12:56, so it's been an hour so far. Not too bad. When you clip the sphere for the bill of the hat, did you use the split curve brush there also? No, I just deleted what wasn't the bill of the hat. So I just hid the loops and then just deleted it. So for example, if you grab this select loop, select lasso like this, and if you hover over an edge while holding down Control plus Shift, see this edge, and then click, it will hide a portion of that mesh. See that? And then that's what I did around the sphere. I just squished that sphere into place, and then I just hid a loop, and then I just deleted everything. So I hid everything and then just hit delete hidden. So that's kind of how that worked. Yeah, from the look of the doodle, he has no chin. Yep, so me, see how it just kind of goes, whoop, no chin. No chin Larry. All right. Let's smooth this out a little bit more in here. We'll get his teeth in there. That'll really help, I think. Okay, and I'm going to add a thickness on the bill right now. So let's grab the Z modeler brush, come underneath here, and just extrude it out like this. He's probably from Alabama. Probably not wrong. Okay, I just want to add some thickness to this hat as it goes down, and then make it thin as it goes to the end here. So I'm going to turn off dynamic smoothing and just kind of pull this out. I've masked the top of it. So then I won't affect it as I'm pulling this out. Teeth. They're teeth. T-E-E-F. He has teeth, not teeth. I forgot to brush my teeth. There we go. So now it kind of goes from thick to thin. I think it's a little bit too long. Let's get that. Let's bring it back a little bit. Murat, oh, thank you so much. This is my, I almost have 70 episodes now, something like that. It's been a while. Let's tuck this in. Gumma McGigs. Nice, Dan. Let's make this wider down here too. I like me some pork rinds. Like syrup, thank you so much. All right. Now, what I want to do is I kind of want to break that front piece off of that hat. So let me look up something. I just want to look up what a trucker hat kind of looks like. All right. Trucker hat. I kind of want to do a tall trucker hat. Yeah. You got to be careful. That's the reason I'm doing this off screen, so you guys, because with trucker hats, you never know what they're going to say, right? Oh, man. There's John Deere hats. Okay. So anyway, the front portion kind of, it wraps all the way around and goes up. So I just want to make it look like it's separated piece that's sewn together. There's a gator in the trailer again. Oh. Oh, your ZBrush understanding skyrocketed past a couple weeks. Awesome. That's good to hear, Mike. Thanks so much for sharing. Okay. So let's do, yeah, we're going to have to, oh, I'm still trying to figure this out here. Okay. I think I got it. Let's see what this looks like, because I might do the same thing where I borrow a piece of this hat to make the extra bit. Okay, so let's duplicate this, and we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to hide a portion of this. So I hit a ring, and then what I can do is hit auto groups, which will put the front and the back into different groups, and the ring is now in a different group. I just want to keep the light blue portion. So now if I hide both of those, I can just hit delete hidden and it will go away, and now I just have this front part. Thanks, Neil. Yep, my online course is reopening for enrollment on March 4th. So I've announced it, I gotta stick to it. Okay, I'm gonna delete this too. Just gonna hide all these one by one. Delete hidden. And now we have this kind of front portion that will be kind of sewn on. That'll be the white part. And I can inflate it a little bit. Go down to deformation, inflate, and just barely crank it so it offsets itself from the rest of the hat. Then, let me turn on double. Then I can extrude it towards the inside to give it thickness. Oh, hey, Vic. Well, glad you could make it. Thank you so much. So now I can hide the interior because I just want this edge. And it'll just kind of give me this curled over edge along the side there, which is perfect. That's what I want. That is just the Z Modeler brush right here. So if you hover over, here, let me solo this again. So if you hover over a face like this, you push spacebar when you have the Z Modeler brush active, you pick a polygon. So if you hover over a polygon, it'll give you actions list, and it will give you a target list and a modifiers list. So polygon actions, these are all things that you can do to a polygon. And since I had extrude, it's going to extrude. And then it'll say, what do you want to extrude? A single poly or the entire poly group, or just what do you want to do? So you pick what target is and then modifiers. So I could have just said no sided polys, I guess, without then it wouldn't give me a backside, but I said one-sided poly. So when I extruded it, it gave me thickness that way. So there you go. I want to pull this out a little bit more, just to kind of cause or create just this offset to make it look like it's a piece of cloth that's sitting on top of another piece of cloth like that. Then I can put, let's see, I'm going to pull this portion down because I want it to go and connect with the little button on the top of the hat. So it's kind of a tricky shape, but so I'm trying to get that to be in the middle of the top of the hat. But it's kind of ruining. Let's see what this really looks like. Okay. So I'm gonna have to get in here by hand and really work that edge there. And straighten this out. Okay. I think we got it. Now, what I can also do to make it so it doesn't shrink as much is I can crease the outer edge. So let's go to geometry, crease, crank this tolerance, hit crease, and that'll just put a crease against the open edge, and then it just won't shrink as much. There we go. Okay, now what I can do is make that little button, and I also have an insert cylinder, which is a quad cylinder, which just means it has, here I'll show you after I put it in there. It just means the top and the bottom are made of quads, like that. It doesn't have poles, and it just works better for subdivisions, because if you have poles and you try to subdivide something with poles, it's not subdivision friendly. Sometimes it'll even crash ZBrush because it's jamming a ton of geometry down in the little pole. Okay, so let's make this have soft edges instead of being so crispy, and then I want it to kind of sit on the top. Maybe not so thick. Okay, so how do you make it not so crispy? There's a couple ways, but I'm just going to insert some edge loops. So again, I'm using the Z Modeler brush. I'm going to turn off dynamic subdivision so I can see what I'm doing. And then I can uncrease. Let me split it off into another poly group or another subtool. Okay, now I can uncrease all and then turn dynamic subdivisions back on, and it gives me, see, the crease is a little nicer now. And now I can just kind of hand edit it so it's not so perfect. Just kind of push the center down, bring this edge up. Let's pull this down so it kind of is underneath it a little bit. Just make it wrap and kind of look like it's normal, but I don't know. All right. Every time I see this guy's face now, I just laugh. Let's get his teeth in there and his brows, his eyebrows. It's gonna make him. Are those new brushes or what? Are what new brushes, Vic? These brushes across the bottom are my brushes, and I give them away for free. So if you want them, just head over to 3dcharacterworkshop.com. This logo above me, or way above me, you can see the URL, and then along the top of my page, you can see download my brushes, and you can just get them right there. I also give away this user interface too, if you want that. Okay, so let's make his teeth. Teeth. What do we got? 111. Okay, we're doing all right. I was hoping I could get him done in one stream, so we'll see. If I think it's possible, but we'll see. Give him a couple teeth. I'll turn them up like this and scale them down. I have the South Park song stuck in my head for some reason. I don't know why. Going down to South Park. He looks like he could be from South Park, sort of. And I'm just going to use the move brush to square him off, and then we'll shove him in his head. Whoa, I didn't want them to close together. So maybe like this. Okay, now let's turn off symmetry and make one small and one big. Imperfect. Both of them. Put both them teeth in there. You think he'd talk with a whistle? Whistle? You listen here. I want to be able to put him on the eraser of a pencil. All right. Let's make him some eyebrows now. Oh, I don't have symmetry turned on. Let's see. Symmetry. Let's do this. So I'm just drawing on topology right now with the topology brush. Then I can just tap on the surface to give it thickness. And then split unmasked points. We'll put it in its own subtool. And now I can go in here and edit these guys. So let's uncrease them. And turn off dynamic to see what they actually look like. I'm going to use mask lasso to mask the back of them off. Well, let's see. Because I don't want them that thick from the back. So I'm just going to pull that up. Sorry if I'm kind of going fast today. I'm just trying to get this done in one sitting. And I like to show the polygroups because I like to see that green edge sitting right, just buried right inside the head. So that line just kind of follows it along. All right. And let's kind of pull these down. Now I want to do I want to put a couple tiny little sprouts, because I watched, or I saw somebody, like, I wouldn't say I guess it'd be complaining, like, stop making eyebrows like this. And this is like blocked out eyebrows, you know? It's like, usually people have a few hairs right in the center. So I wanted to add just a couple of little hairs to make it look not so blocky. Because I agree with them. Totally agree. So let's make a couple hairs. How should we do it? I could draw them on the surface and pop them off, or I can insert them. Let's see. I think I'll just do an insert cube. So we have this cube right here. Okay, and I'm going to split this one too. Split to unmasked points. Down arrow to grab it. Turn off creasing. So it's just this little... As soon as you turn off creasing on a cube, it turns into a sphere because it is dynameshing it. Not dynameshing. Gosh. It's dynamically smoothing it. So it looks like subdivisions. If you guys are familiar with how subdivisions work. Let me turn off local symmetry. There we go. Little hairs. And I want to kind of bring them in like this. I want to bury them just right so it looks like it's coming from the same spot. And duplicate it, do it one more, a little shorter hair. Whoops. Let's grab move. Happy little hairs. Just one little hair, just right here. All right, what's going on? Oh, do I not have something to... Okay. Let's go like this. Sometimes I'll add a subdivision level if I don't have a nice... if I don't have enough geometry here, because this is what it really looks like. So let's add one subdivision level and then delete it. So now I have this much geometry to work with instead of just one super simple layer. That way I can come in here and just kind of move this center set and kind of make it work with those hairs a little better, because I kind of want it to be like 1, 2, 3, you know, dung dung dung. If you sing it, it works a little better. Yeah, this little friendly eyebrow hair right here. That's where he lives. I could kind of pull him off the surface too. That'd be kind of fun. Pull these little hairs right off the surface. Come on. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to subdivide these once, delete lower, and now I have a line in the center I can work with because I want to curl them out. And with a cube, you don't have the lines to curve them out with. Come on, there we go. Grab that guy. Pull this one out too, just a little bit, make it thicker. Okay. I think I spent more time on the eyebrow and the eyebrow hairs than anything else. Okay. There we go. I like those. I like them. Okay. Maybe even a little longer. Like that. There we go. So they're more apparent. Too much. Okay, now we'll put, I want to put the irises on the eyes. And then I'm trying to think of how I want to do his stubble on his head. I might just paint it in with the clay buildup brush, just because it's kind of sparse around there and that works pretty well. But first, let's give him some irises. And I just use an insert insert sphere. About like this, maybe. No, let's reset the gizmo. Yeah, Jimmy, something like that. Whoa, come on. And squish them on down. Probably made them too big. Overton, you're probably right. He uses eyebrow. What is it? Eyebrow grease, like what you put in beards. That beard oil. There's like eyebrow oil. That's a thing, right? Oh man. Okay, I'm gonna hide everything that's not the eye so I can make sure I get these irises on the surface. See how they're kind of in a weird angle? Let's get them at a correct angle. And I like to bury the iris so right before it curves back on itself, it's just stuck in the surface of that eye. And then you want to look at it from all sides to make sure it's doing it correctly from all sides. There we go. Okay, and the reason I like to do this is because I like to put a material on there that has a little highlight. But when you squish a sphere, the curvature on the outside edge gets too sharp. So I'm going to try an experiment here. I'm going to delete the back side of that sphere and see if it works before it curves too fast. Brill cream for brow cream. Brill brow cream. Okay, so I'm just going to delete that. Do auto groups. Puts everything in a group. Let me see if that's round enough. Yeah, that's round enough. Okay. And then delete everything that's not the eyes. Let me see here. Ding. Ding. Okay. Now I can delete hidden. And I want to crease that outer edge because I don't want them to shrink. So let's do crease. Put the crease around there. Let's hit dynamic subdivisions. They might be a little too square. Let's see. But now they're floating off the surface, so I need to push them back in. Yeah, we'll get him dopey. We'll dope him up. Let's see. I just want to mask this off. It helps if you cross his eyes too. That'll help him look more dopey. Okay, I just put both of these in the same polygroup so I can select them together. That way I just want to nudge these corners in so they're slightly more round. Okay, and then push them into the surface. All right. I'm going to split these off too, because I want to just fill these irises right here with a material. So how to do that is just select your hard paint brush and then wait for the save. No, you can't print these eyes out because they're like there's like a space behind the iris. You have to have thickness. Everything has to be watertight if you're going to 3D print it. So you want to make sure that you can do like just a squash sphere, but don't delete the back side, so it'll become a watertight mesh. That'll work. Okay, so I'm going to switch over to toy plastic. See, toy plastic has this really bright highlight on it, and then I'm just going to fill the eye with that material. You have to pick M up here on your hard paint. Hit fill object. Okay, and then I'm going to fill his eyes with like an almost black. Not quite, almost. Okay, switch it back to RGB. Fill it with that color. That fills everything, but then I'm going to turn back to the skin shade 4. Go back to this like lighter gray. And then we will, now that we have all our pieces in place, now we can start to munge it around and get him to look more derpy. Okay, let's fill his eyes with this. So I'm just filling all the pieces, and I'm going to fill things with color. Let's fill his teeth in. Let me see, make sure I have them selected. Okay, I need to split these teeth off. Split hidden. Okay, fill those. Now I can fill his head with kind of a skin color. Maybe a little more redneckish. Maybe a little lighter. Ah, too pale. Too pale! All right, and then we can fill these eyebrows with like a brownish. Ooh, kind of like darker. Okay. And these little hairs. Little eyebrow hairs. Let's see, what does Jimmy say? May I ask, do meshes for print can intersect below normal surface, or does all sub-objects need to be dynameshed for one continuous surface? They all have to be dynameshed for one continuous surface, yes. That way it will get rid of all the interior geometry, and then you have to decimate it, which makes the poly surface very, very low. It turns it into all triangles, and it will make it into a file size that a printer can accept. Okay, so this hat I want to fill with like a, let's go kind of yellowish white. Same with this piece. And then this back piece, I'm going to make kind of a red. Something like that. Me. Thanks, UKV. Let's see. On a serious note, Shane, would working through series of busts like these would be a good start for a working portfolio for a cinema character artist? Any art that you do is going to get you better. So these, if you're going to do a portfolio, I'd recommend doing a full character. But for doing head practice and getting better faces, yeah, I'd recommend going through and doing, just practicing heads and getting better at that. Oh, you have a Zortrax. Yeah, Zortrax are great. I'm just, hold on one second. I'm just going to kind of scooch this down. Highest poly count did I print? I think just aim for about 1,000 to 3,000 triangles, I think. Maybe 5,000 triangles, something like that. It just depends. Is there a picker to select color from a shape? Yes. It's the letter C, as in cat. That's your color picker. I like him to have these big old heavy brows. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna merge the eyebrows down with the eyebrow hairs so I can move them together. So let's merge down. I'm going to save this. It's been quick saving, but I want to save it again. Trucker 01. You got some games I can play? Whoa. Browse. I need to move browse. There we go. Browse down. Move these up a little bit. Oh man. All right. Yeah, Ivan, thanks. Yep, I'll get there. I'll get there. Like way forward. I'm just kind of moving from the top down. Let's see. 'Cause I want his forehead to be in and kind of... More brown meat for sure. Build that thing up. Because it's like a heavy line in there. Let's see what I can do with Phil. Help me out, Phil. Let's go in reverse. There you go. Good call. More Neanderthal. Okay, let's get that lip out there. Turn on topological. This is the beauty of topological, you guys. I'll have to pull his teeth out too. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's get him some, let's warm him up. Hold on a second. I think I want to, there we go. Oh gosh, you guys. Okay, what I mean by warm him up is I grab my airbrush here, grab this skin color, make it more red, and then warm up his ears. It's probably too much. Too hot. There we go. Gotta give him a red neck. And then warm up his nose, across his cheeks. Then we're gonna go give him some blue on his chin. Thanks, Ricardo. Some purplish blue. Like his 5 o'clock shadow. What I usually do with this is take it too far and then take it back. He does need a mullet. I like to think that it is his chin down. Ooh. Okay, so then I can grab the skin color and paint back over the top of this blue to kick it back so it's not so apparent. Just enough. Just enough. Yep. Business in the front, party in the rear. One of those. Yeah, I don't tend to add green UKV. This is just a stylized character, so I typically don't do that. I don't want him to be too crazy with colors. Sometimes I'll put yellow on the forehead, but since you can't really see his forehead, it's kind of maybe like that. Ape drapes. Okay. I'm not gonna do the trout. Well, maybe I will. I was thinking about doing that trout symbol offline. We'll see. I do want to give him thicker brows though. Let's thicken up those guys. Whoop. So you can see the light reflecting on his That's a good idea, Zofo. Okay, let me fix these nostrils. I want to pull them down a little bit more. And pull his eyes down a little more. I'm trying to really get that derp look. It's funny, every single little eyebrow adjustment you do changes his whole expression, like a lot. Hey, what's up, smartest? Steven. Thanks, man. This is a Guy Francis. You know Guy, right, Steven? Oh, you guys. Okay. I'm going to try and see what happens if I color the inside of his hat. Oh, he teaches at UVU. Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. It kind of gives a faded thing around here. I was going to color the underside of his hat red. All right. Let's do... I'm going to add some subdivision levels to his head before I move on to do the symbol on his hat, because I want to start adding the stubble and the hair and stuff. So what I'm going to do is duplicate this off and then hit apply on the dynamic subdivisions. Yeah, smartest, I'll do that. I'll do that. And then subdivide this up to about 1 million, maybe 4 million. That'll hold it better. Okay. Now what I'll do is this is one thing that clay buildup works fantastic for, is just if you're going to do hair like this, it works really well. So I'm going to be both coloring hair and adding surface. So I'm going to turn on my RGB and my Z add, and I'll just kind of show you what it does. See that? It's just a really nice, quick way of doing roughed in hair. So typically I model the hair in, but on this guy, just specifically, I'm gonna color it in like this, just because of what it looks like. I'm just gonna add it in like this, because then it kind of stays sketchy, you know, like it looks like a sketch. Let me see. I'm going to turn transparency on so I can take it a little higher up into the hat. And then with hair, I usually start on the outer edge on the bottom and then build it up. So we'll give him a bit of a mullet, but not one that Not one that that kind of flies off the back. Maybe a little bit. We'll see. So maybe down to about here somewhere. And then it'll just kind of give it a nice broken up edge. Yeah, you found Guy. Okay, cool. Yeah, he's awesome. It's all good. So I typically don't do hair like this. This is just a once in a while. 3070. You just need to be careful down the center because it'll do double buildup. Double buildup. But it'll give you depth and color, which I like. Another thing you can do too is duplicate your head and paint and like shrink the interior head just slightly and then do the hair on that. So the hair will actually like raise through the surface of the other head. And that way you'll keep them separate, and then it'll create a cleaner edge around the edge here. So that's another trick you can do too. Look at that guy. Wonderful. Nice. Yeah, it works pretty good. There you go. Oh, man. It's just a bill. Where is the bill? There it is. I just wanted to kind of put some up here. Let's turn off symmetry, actually. Feather, gotta feather it. Yeah, you won't even see this, but we'll put it up there. Okay. Dink, dink, dink. There we go. Okay, now let's get him, give him some sideburns. Oh, come on. There you go. Got to turn on my symmetry. Damn, God will see it. He'll know. He'll know it's there. Okay, I want it to be really sketchy right there. Let me switch to this side, I think. Since I'm right-handed. All right. Now for this bit, I'm gonna try. I sound like a. For my next trick, okay, I'm gonna do a layer on here, and just try and do. I don't know how good that is. Symmetry. I'm gonna just kind of go out here with. So with layers, what you can do is you can turn it down and make it more subtle. See that? Then it's not so crazy. Let's turn symmetry off and kind of fill out this the rest of it. Okay. I wouldn't do that, UKV. It would just make like really pinch pointed, weird looking things, I think. I just want it super subtle in there. Something like that. Just barely there. So it just kind of looks like blur. Y'all got any pork rinds? All right. Oh, okay. It's taking it off of layers. Let's do the trout. What do we got here? 146. I don't know how long I'm gonna, how far I'm gonna get with this, but we'll see how fast I can do this. How do you start your character while keeping in mind that they will be posed in an extreme dynamic pose? I just build it in a neutral pose as best as I can. And then when I do my retopology, I just retopologize with deformation in mind. So when I bend the character and pose him in extreme poses, they'll actually work. So no, it's like a neutral pose. So it's not a T pose where the arms are out, but it's like more of an A pose where the arms are down at a 45-degree angle. That's typically what I'll do. Yeah, I should give him an Adam's apple, huh? So let me before I do the trout symbol, I'm gonna put a shirt on him really quick. Pixtone? Yeah, Shane Olson Art. I'm on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. And on Facebook, I'm just Shane Olson, and Twitter and Instagram, I'm Shane Olson Art. And I also have a 3D Character Workshop Instagram and 3D Character Workshop Facebook page and 3dcharacterworkshop.com, which is what you see up above right there. And then you can follow me on Twitch too, but I only stream here on the Pixelogic channel. I don't really stream on my own. Okay, I'm just going to do a fast shirt, just super fast shirt. Just to kind of give him one. A stylized beard? Yeah, it just depends on the character. It kind of changes every single time I do a new character, depending on what it looks like. There's 1,000 ways to do a beard. But typically I stick with just, I do chunky. Let's see, maybe one more. Come on. Okay, let's just clean that up. Where'd it go? I think I lost it. Where does it go? Gosh dang it. Was it on this one? No. I don't know what I was drawing it on. Okay. Chris, what announcement are you talking about? I did announce that the student challenge just finished up, and I need to post it to into the student group, but gosh dang. Sorry, 1 second. Filling this. I gotta find what I just drew. I don't know where it went. Okay. No. Where did it go? Sometimes you can roll back in history on some of this stuff and find what you did. Maybe it's on this. No. Oh, there it is. Okay, found it. Found it. There it is. Jeez Louise. Oh, and that... Yeah, and that the new version of ZBrush will be unveiled on March 5th. I think there's a live... they're going to talk about it tomorrow, like the new ZBrush 2019, and it will be out on March 5th. And that's another thing, is I'm opening enrollment for my course on March 4th. So if you're interested... Okay, so here is the shirt. Let's turn off dynamic. And then inflate it out. Okay. I'm just giving him a shirt just so he doesn't end in just a big naked neck. Big naked red neck. Oh, cool, Chris. I'll talk to you about that too. Okay. So let's just kind of pull this down. Oh man. You know it's working when you just laugh when you're making it. Okay, I'm gonna add some thickness to him, to this shirt. I'm gonna give it a little collar. I was gonna give it, like, make it a plaid shirt with a collar, but I think I'll just give him a t-shirt. So let's add thickness to this. There we go. Actually, I'm going to pull it out. Guess it's kind of the same thing, but... And then I'm just going to add a couple edge loops to make it look like a collar, like a t-shirt collar. A bolo. Yeah. Transpose, edge loop complete. Let's just Just want to pull that in. Okay. Should we make it? Let's see what a white shirt would look like, I guess. Yeah, Robert, that might take a little bit, right? And a shotgun to make him have a shotgun. Dan, I think so it's all over on Facebook. Let me see. I don't know. If you just look at, just do a search for Pixelogic. Oh, are they doing the live video review? I thought they were doing the opening. Okay. I thought the video was tomorrow. Maybe not. Where did you... Somebody was talking about that. I don't know where you saw it or whatever. Turn topological off. I just want to move these eyebrows a little closer to the eyes. All right. I'm going to move the light down. So there's a light. You can just move it down. I'm trying to get the gloss on his eyes, but I don't know if that's being successful or not, because it's lighting up his whole face a little too much. I think I liked it better up here. But we'll get it into KeyShot and render it out. Carlos, yes, I do. And yes, I talk about 3D printing, how to prep your character for 3D printing in there. So I'm opening my course for enrollment next Monday, March 4th. So you can check it out. Just if you go to my website, 3dcharacterworkshop.com, and you download my free brushes and user interface, which you see right here, it'll put you on the newsletter, and you will be notified when enrollment becomes available. So, okay, I'm going to subdivide this up a little bit. So let's apply it. Okay, just so I can get a harder edge on here. Okay, let's see. Fill it. Da-da. There we go. Cleaner line. Not tomorrow. Okay, Dan. Well, thanks for clearing it up, because I was a little bit confused too. Soon. All we know is it's soon. Soon. We can turn on perspective. You're welcome, Carlos. Okay, so I'm just going to insert a cylinder. Whoa, let's reset my gizmo here. Insert a cylinder. Hey, what's up, Guy? Guy in the house. So Guy Francis says he's the one who drew this trout hat guy, Mr. Trout Hat. But thanks for letting me model this. It's been fun. It's making me laugh the whole time. But I think I need to pinch it, the whole hat, in this whole area right here. Just kind of push this whole area in a little bit more. Yeah. Anyway, I'm just kind of getting the round portion of this logo kind of laid out. How was school? You said you taught today? Guy is awesome. Yeah, he teaches art at a local university here in Utah. Right? Am I right? Okay, let me combine, well, combine these together. Yeah, there we go. Merge down. Okay. Let's get this big and just kind of squish that whole thing in. Oh, looks like the normals got flipped back here. Flip. Let me save this because sometimes ZBrush likes to crash when you flip normals. Nope, we're good. Okay, sweet. Now his head's peeking through. Come on. Okay, layers. This is a cool thing about layers. So now I can go down to my layers and hide it. And now I can edit this. Well, let's turn on symmetry. Edit this. Just like that. It kind of goes slower when you do. Then turn the layers back on. Yep, he's bald in there. Anyway, guys, I think that's gonna wrap it up for today. Let me turn off this Noah board, the keyboard, so you can see it. Thanks, Danny. All right, guys, thanks for joining me today. This was a great one. We hovered at about 220 people the whole entire time, which is fantastic. So thank you so much for hanging out with me on this glorious Monday. Turn this record back on. I sure appreciate it. So, yeah, once again, big news, ZBrush coming out soon, 2019. It sounds like their announcement is on March 5th. They're going to do a video announcement on March 5th. So, should be good. Come on, turn this off, crank this down. All right. And then, and as well, I'm going to be launching enrollment for my course on March 4th, so the day before that. So next Monday, we'll be doing that. And if you can, I recommend you swing by and check out the blog on 3dcharacterworkshop.com. We just barely finished up another student challenge where I had all the students model something from the amazing folks over at Creature Box. And they did a phenomenal job, just absolutely phenomenal. So if you go to 3D Character Workshop and then you click on blog and you'll see it. You just click on that blog and check it out. So just some amazing, amazing work from talented students in the 3D Character Workshop. I don't know why this went back to... interesting. I don't know why the beard came back. It's not light anymore. Anyway, thanks you guys. And as always, have a great week and we'll catch you next week. It's been fun. Take care. See ya. Have a great day.